The final sunset before the biggest event of the year on the Indonesian island of Sumba. These women bring offerings to their ancestors while their husbands prepare the horses for an ancient animistic ritual known as the Pasola, which means spear in the local language.
This tradition left to us by our ancestors has already been adapted to fit in with today's culture, and eventually the generation to come will develop it further.
The two teams of clansmen go into battle. Traditionally, it's believed the more blood spilled, the more prosperous a rice harvest will be. Hundreds of years ago, the Pasola would end with a field drenched in human and horse blood, a barely disguised form of human sacrifice.
To take part in the Pasola, one must do so with a sincere heart, a peaceful heart full of love. If there's anyone who takes part in the Pasola with an unclean heart, then harm will come to them.
But today the men report little more than scratches. 40 years ago, the central government decreed the men must blunt their spears and banned the use of metal tips.
I was hit here and here in the back and here, but they weren't too serious because I was hit here in the back, just a few scratches. Luckily, I didn't get hit in the eyes.
With virtually no human blood spilt, villagers now sacrifice animals in the hope of a good harvest. Chickens and pigs are slaughtered, then cooked and offered to the entire village and to any visitors passing through. Sumba is one of Indonesia's poorest islands, and people here hope the 1,000-year-old tradition will help attract tourists.
The Pasola is becoming world famous. More and more tourists from other countries are coming to Sumba to seek the Pasola and stay in places where the event is held.
But the island only attracted some 2,500 people last year, compared with the more than 3 million who visited the nearby resort island of Bali. For now, the annual tradition will continue to be largely for local people, as it has been for centuries.